Hi, my name is Laurie Smith and I'm the sheriff in Santa Clara County. And most people probably wonder what a sheriff is, but each county has an elected sheriff, and the sheriff in each county is head of the organization and the chief law enforcement officer in each county. I was first elected in 1998, and each of my terms are 4 years, and was just elected to my 5th four-year term. But I've worked for the sheriff's office for just a little over 41 years. And when I started, it was a time when women were not in law enforcement. Women actually could not be cops. And so I've seen a major change in the last 40 years, and we're always looking for great qualified women. If you are interested in law enforcement, there's things that you can do when you're very young. When you're in high school, get good grades, learn to write very well. We do a lot of report writing in law enforcement, but more than that, know that there will be a background investigation. Stay away from drugs, stay in school, get good grades. So I'm often asked, why did I get into law enforcement? And 41 years ago, if you were a woman, you could not be a cop. There were no women cops. There were women's jobs, but no law enforcement per se jobs for women. And so I'm often asked that, and I really think the reason is I had an older brother who wanted to be a cop, and we were very close in age. And I think that because I was the younger sister and I felt that I could do anything he could do, it was something that I wanted to do. And I've just been very fortunate in my career that women had the ability to go into law enforcement. Women proved their effectiveness in law enforcement, and then I had the opportunity to run for sheriff and was very fortunate to be elected and to run such a great organization. Sheriff's Office, we have about 1,300 cops in the department. We're a big department. We have a lot of specialized units and a lot of great positions that women enjoy working, whether it's our sexual predator task force, whether it's our human trafficking task force, or just driving a patrol car. It's a great career, it's a great job, and I hope that I can encourage some people to go into it, and particularly to consider Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office. So I mentioned that I started the Sheriff's Office in 1973, and when I started the Sheriff's Office, women were actually in different roles. We were still peace officers, but we had different roles than the men. And I just want to show you a book. This was a San Jose State textbook. It is a copyright 1961, and it's the Police Woman's Manual. And when you look at it, you look at the uniform. When I started, our uniform were only skirts. But let me read an excerpt really quickly out of this this book. It says, and I'm quoting, "Although the old saying, 'never underestimate the power of a woman,' might especially be applied to police women, there is no evidence that the ladies of the law are about to take over police departments." I think in 1961 they couldn't imagine the number of women that are serving in leadership capacities in police agencies. And so when you look at this, you see the purse here. This was the uniform that we wore. And the purse, we didn't carry our firearm on our side. We carried it in this uniform purse. So at the time, we wore only the uniform with the skirts. This was part of our uniform, and it was our uniform purse. We didn't wear our firearms on our waist and our handcuffs. We didn't have a duty belt. We had this. And if you look at it, it has a place for your firearm, and it also has a place for your handcuffs, and instead of wearing it on the side. So recently one of the assistant sheriffs bought me some handcuffs. I just think that I had to have pink handcuffs. After we wore this uniform, we then went in about 1973, we went to another uniform, and that was when people were wearing polyester leisure suits. So we went from this kind of a thing to this is an actual uniform that we wore at the sheriff's office. And you notice that the badges were smaller, and our titles were Deputy Sheriff Matron. Here is a matron badge, and you notice how small it is, and that is in contrast to the size that the male deputies wore at the same time. In 1975, we were all reclassified to full deputy sheriffs because of the law changes in discrimination. But we've seen a lot. It's just been a great career for me, although starting as a matron, but it's something that I look forward to having more and more women serve in the field. So again, thanks very much, and thanks for letting me tell my story.